Good morning. Today is the 7th of August and this is part 3 of a Slightly Shambolic Shuffle around Roverfest 2022. Part 1 was yesterday, part 2 was earlier on today, and we're in the Land Rover section. For viewers, because of the Mayor of London and his friends around the country who are introducing clean air and ultra low emission zones, we can't talk about diesels on this channel, so we must not. So we will continue to do some diesel dodging. 1972 Red River Classic. There are some features on this car that are much later than 1972, such as these mirrors, so I think this is a combination of different bits and things like that, but certainly that interior is very much typical of the early cars, and it's a 3-door as well. Those wheels are off a much later one. Early Series 1 Land Rover here. In fact, I think we've got some information in front of here about this particular car. It's a 1950 Series 1 80-inch wheelbase. That is absolutely amazing. It's a really, really early one. The Rover Car Company made these originally to help people out with farms and things like that, and Bright is the metal used for the bodywork, and the engine I think is very similar to that in a P4. Go and look at some more stuff in another part of the field. Excellent, another Series 1 Land Rover. Superb. Maybe a slightly later one. Right, we've done the Devon branch of the P4 Drivers Guild already in part 2. Let's now have a look at the other huge section of P4s that is here, and hopefully we'll go and take a look at the one I actually drove myself last year. Didn't expect to see this here. This is, I presume, a replica of the Jet 1 gas turbine car from the early 50s. It was sort of based on a P4, I think. That is amazing. Wow, that's worth coming to the show for that alone. So let's start with more P4s. This is a Rover 95, so one of the final 2 types of P4 built until 1964. I think the 62 to 64 was the production run for these. Rover 100, I think that's the most common type of P4 here today. I think I've been told that already. A lot of these are pre-suffix registrations, so I won't be able to identify them too easily in that point of view. And even some sort of 63 and 64 cars didn't actually come with suffixes on the registration numbers. Not all local authorities adopted the suffixes, so you'd just have a standard plate like this, 843 CLX, and not CLX 843B, for example. So even the 64s as late as this wouldn't necessarily have them, which makes my job a lot more difficult, viewers. It means I have to sort of speculate. So, got another Rover 95. It's a very late 95 then. 1964, so one of the last ones made. Still got that crazy gear lever, which means that reverse is where first normally is on many cars, so you've got to watch yourself really when you drive these, that you don't stick it into reverse when you want to pull away, which is what I did when I drove one last year, which wasn't the best. Red leather is very common on these, so this is a Rover 90. Very handily, the badges are actually on the front and on the side, and often on the back as well, so it's quite easy to identify what sort of car it is. This is a 105S. 105Rs, I think, were ones with the automatic gearbox. I'm not sure if there are any of those here today. Another 95 here. More red leather interior goodness. There's another 95. The later types of P4 do seem far more numerous than the earlier types. At least that's the way that I've seen it so far anyway. Ooh. Wow, this is kind of almost sort of like barn find condition. It's on some refractive plates as well. So yeah, one of the latest cars that's here, a 110. Another 95 in black. Black seems to be the most common colour for P4s actually. Oh, this one's for sale. So, as Mr. Bill from the Fuel Power channel says, this could be yours. Another Rover 100 here. Needs probably a new wing at some point. Ooh, it's bright on the seat squabs there. Rover 90. Yes, more black cars. More red leather interiors. It's probably a Rover 100 actually. Like this one, another one. As I walk around these viewers, you're going to have to sort of put down what your favourite one of these actually is in the comment section, because there's just too many to choose from. Ooh, it's even got overdrive on it. That's handy. So I've been hinting at this for a little while, but this is the car that I drove on Sensible Secondhand Classics last year. 1961 Rover 100, and here's Alex from the Alex's Assets channel. Hello again, my friend.
Hello, we made it.
A very, very shiny looking Jessie here today.
Thank you, we tried.
Obviously we've got the red leather interior like so many other cars here, and you've also got some friends as well. It's very easy to get in and out the back of a P4, it's very easy. It looks very elegant when somebody does that. But yes, it's looking very nice.
Thank you.
No doubt will be a video on your channel as well at some point.
We'll clash later on with the camera.
Yes, we always do that, don't we? See you later.
Bye, Jason.
Bye. Purple windscreen washer fluid, of course. Oh, now this is a much earlier P4. This is a 75. I think this is from the sort of mid-50s, this one. 52, thank you very much. That's okay. I was almost right, viewers. I like the way that sometimes I'm almost right. More hundreds here. More red leather interior. More wonderful smells. I'll tell you what, the P4s and the P5s smell amazingly good. Oh, there's another one just arrived here. There's two that's just arrived. Another really late one, and on a B. Which is this is a 110, and then the Rover 90. Just tons and tons of them. They're arriving all day. Oh, a 90 here. 60 years old, so 59. Well, this time we've got a sort of biscuit coloured interior. Oh, this is a large one. It's a 53. One family car, wow. More sort of biscuit coloured interior, and the ghillie that sprouts out in a very peculiar way. It's not quite the sort of earliest type of P4. There are a couple of those here actually, and we'll take a look at that one later. It's a 61. Blue interior with the massive glove box in these. I forgot about that. The 110. 100 with this sort of shade at the front. That's probably a very good idea actually today. Yeah, red leather, just most common on these. Another Rover 90 and 100. Yes. Yes, red leather. More red leather on this 110. Ooh, another one of these really late ones, a 64, 95. Yeah, red leather, red leather. Again, black, a very common car colour. Another Rover 100. Let's see if it's, oh, it's a Rover 80. Ooh. Far less common to the version. But I wish I wish actually, viewers, I could describe the smell better than I can of these old P4s, because it's a very, very, very lovely smell. Another Rover 100, another red leather interior. Ooh, this one's got a green interior. Excellent. Oh, it's sort of similar to this one. Imagine just sort of being in a showroom when these cars were new, in this case 1964, and just smelling them. Two-tone here, very popular at the time, and ooh, sort of green interior. Another 110 here. Oh, it's for sale reluctantly. 64. So as Mr. Bill from the Your Power Channel says, this could be yours. That's lovely. You can still buy P4s for quite reasonable money, you know. There are ones that come on the market less than £5,000. Don't know about that one, but this looks like a 63 Rover 110. Actually, those wing mirrors aren't totally useless. I remember when I drove Jessie, which is Alex's one, the mirrors actually were quite useful in placing yourself where the car was. Another 110 here. Best idea is to fit the inertia wheel seatbelts if you can, because those thick seatbelts are a right pain. As I found out when I drove Alex's P6. We'll get on to the P6s a little bit later on, because there are some of those here as well. Ooh, 1962 Rover 110. Interesting, going 105 miles an hour in one of these. Not sure I'd be up for that personally. Black 90, 100. I'm sort of looking for one of these, perhaps with a beige leather interior, but we haven't quite achieved it yet. It's not quite there. We're getting there, the other viewers. We might find one. Oh yeah, this is the really early one I saw yesterday. This is a Cyclops 75. This is the original shape, be around 1950, and column shift and all that sort of stuff. But this is how they looked originally. This is looked like when they came out. A very controversially styled car in 1949. These days they just look sort of classic, but you know, at the time that was quite something for a company like Rover, who always swears a very engineering led. 100 with a red leather interior. .110 with a very nice interior. That looks like it's just been restored actually. What colour is this one? If I'm wearing sunglasses, which I'm doing because it's very bright, it's difficult to see the exact colours sometimes. That's a green interior. Green on green. I like green on green actually, viewers, I've decided. We've got more green here. This is an earlier one, isn't it? Yes, the front wings are totally different. This is a 75, so this would be, yes, sort of early to mid 50s. Again, I think probably another 100, just simply because they're the most common type. I'm going to start at 95, I do apologise. So, and that's other doors open like this. There we go. We can see the way that you can get in and out elegantly. Shepherd's crook handbrake there. Oh, this one's for sale as well, is it? Oh, chassis number 1, which is interesting. Thank you. There it is, 75000001. Thank you. In black, of course, like so many of them. Another 95 here, that's the engine for the 95. 63. That's an interesting colour. I've not seen one in this colour yet. It's another 110. Oh, viewers. I think we found a beige leather interior of wood. I do like a nice beige leather interior, viewers. Well, that's had a sort of modification on it. I wonder if that's got electronic ignition and things on it. Oh, it's a totally different engine. It's a 385 Series Ford engine. Interesting. Another Rover 100 with red interior, 110. 1963, there we go. So not all local authorities did go for the suffix plate, they're A-registered. So it was 75. Excellent. From 1958. Yeah, red leather and all that sort of stuff, but different spec. That thing at the top is the reversing light at the back, just above number plate. I like the colour of this one, and yes. Oh, it's got a beige leather interior and it's perfect. Look at this view. Very nice. Oh, hello. Hello. Don't want to trip over you. Another 110, 1964. And more beige leather interior goodness. And more little friends wanting to jump up and down. 105S. I'm still looking for a 105R, viewers, but 3 beige leather interiors in a row with wood is not bad. He wants to be on video, that's what it is. What have we got here? Let's pause a second. Apologies, viewers, I needed to adjust my grip. Another 105S. I think 105R was the only one with an automatic gearbox. All the rest of them had a manual. Early ones had a column shift, as we've seen with the early 75, and later ones this kind of 4-speed with no synchro on first, and an unusual pattern as well. Yeah, this is the sort of earlier one. That's another 75, so again mid-50s, and that's the last one, viewers, of the zillions of P4s here. 1963 Rover 95, of course it's in black, and of course it's got the red interior as usual. Fabulous. Right, let's go up the top there and look at some more cars. Obviously in the right place today, viewers, the Rover 800 Club stand. Ooh. Test drive this vehicle today. Rover Vitesse 1998 to 1999 plate. Very nice, viewers. I think we've seen this one there before. I wonder if that's the T-Series turbo engine in there. Oh, viewers. Yes, 1987 to 88. Rover Sterling. And today we've got the window open. Yes, trip computer goodness and cruise control and all kinds of things, and I think fantastic wheels on this one as well. Slightly later one here, it's a late XX type. This is an 827. I think it would be a 91 if it's on a J. 827 SLI, that looks beautiful. Someone's put parking sensors in there as well. Very sensible. They are quite big cars. Yes, we want to skip that one out, I'm afraid. We don't talk about diesels on this channel. 1998 to 1999 Vitesse. Again, I wonder if that's just for standard T-Series or it is turbo. Oh, it's for sale as well. So you look up that item there on Electronic Bay. Mr. Bill from the Fuel Power channel says this could be yours. And it's tempting, isn't it? Lots of temptation around here. Ooh, R17 Sterling, and this one's for sale as well. Very, very nice. If it had a beige leather interior, viewers, I think we might be having that. But sadly not. I can't tell what year it is because that's got personal plate on it. And I'm afraid, but I do have a book which tells me, but I just can't keep looking at everything up in the book. I'd be here forever. Ooh. Those are nice wheels on this. It's just the Vitesse viewers. How many cars are there for sale here today? There seem to be millions of them. Oh, it's an 820 Vitesse Turbo manual. Very nice. It's a 96. Very good, viewers. Engineering in a finer form. Yes, indeed. This is a nice looking one. It's a 8 to 89 820 SE. It's similar to the car that Ian Seabrook sort of owned for a while. I can't really remember if he actually owned it or it was on a loan or something. But yeah, that looks lovely actually. With the O series, I think, and that was it the M series. M series. Thank you. But say answer in the comment section below. We don't need them. 620 SLI here, 97, 98 registration. I think this is probably from another country originally or whatever. Very nice beige leather interior wood though. Very lovely. Another 600 here. It's similar to the one that I used to own. It's the same colour as the one that I had. This, however, is a different specification from the one. I think I've seen this before. It's quite a loady spec. It's not even got an airbag in it. It's one of the later cars, just badged as 600. Someone's very kindly left an information sheet though in here for me, so I can actually take a look. Yeah, it's a 618i, so absolute bottom of the range. Oh, someone's actually changed the steering wheel for an earlier one. That explains it though. Excellent. Right. So see if we can have a look at some 45s and 25s and 200s and 400s. 2001 45 here. Let's make sure that, yes, we talk about it. It's probably 1.6 or 1.8 saloon. Thank you, 1.6, thank you. This one here is the most common special edition they ever did for the 45s, the impressions. There were 3 different impression series. So this is a copper leaf, 2002, 1.6 impression 2. 200 BRM here, with the front bumper and the red leather interior and there's an aluminium gear knob and all kinds of things. You do see these quite a lot at shows these days, but this seems to be the only one that's here, which is good. Hello, sir. Oh, I'm afraid we have to skip over your car. I do apologise. Yes, there's a reason for that. Yeah. 2008 registration. Yes, the latest ones I've seen for these sort of 45s and ZSs is actually 2011, I think, but this is a really late registration. I think a dealership in Bristol did these. I think this is probably looking at it, either a 110 or a 120. Ooh, little ZR. I think this is in Firefrost, this colour. We've actually got one of these coming up on the channel quite soon. I have done one quite recently. It's a 2004 to 5, this one. Another 25 here with a like a Viking head embedded in the bonnet. I've never seen that before. Ooh. To move on as well from that one. Is this Wedgwood blue, viewers, or is it a different colour? It's a very, very late 25. It's right at the end, 2005. So very, very late one with Birmingham plates. Excellent. 2005, 25. I wonder if this is for GSIs, which came with a standard leather interior right at the end. It was a special edition, almost like a run-out model, but we didn't know that at the time, of course. Parking does everything. So an HHR 400 here. Don't know what engine's that in. It is a petrol for 98, 99. I spoke too soon. There was another 200 BRM here, and that is beautiful condition. The wheels on here, they're unique to the BRM, but they're very similar to the ones on my 45 V6. Although the centre caps, to say a Rover on mine, not BRM, that's 99. I think they were mainly sold in 99, but you do get some from 98 and also some from 2000. I think this is an 88 Honda Ballard. I think this is a 1.5 EX. It's always around at some shows, along with a little friend there who will come and have a look at later, who's at a cage at the back. These two we have to skip, I'm afraid, viewers, because we can't talk about them. This one, though, yes, the R3 200 VI, 1997, the predecessor to the 200 VI, sorry, the 200 BRM, and by extension the 25 GTI and then the MGZR. Mr. Richard, who was driving, of course, has one of these, which is in green, that many of you will have seen, but this one's white. There's not very many of these left at all. There's very few indeed. Used to have one of these myself, HHR Saloon. Yeah, this would be a 416 SLI, I think. I think they only made the automatic 416 Saloon in SLI and GSR. It's probably an SLI like the one that I had. That is, yeah, 97-98. Mine was in 1996. Another R3 200 here with leather. This would be quite a posh one then. Still a manual, though I imagine it's probably something like a 1.6 or something thereafter. An S, 98 to 99. Very late, 25 here. I'm afraid we can't talk about that views. In most of the GSI, someone's got a forbidden fuel engine in it. So very early R8s here, two of them. This one on the right, I think, is the very first R8 ever made. It's a 214 GSI with the optional leather interior. So there we go. Launch car from 1989. Beautiful British racing green. SLI here, which was a slightly lower spec but still very nice. I had a 216 SLI automatic that looked pretty much identical to this actually. It was a 91. Unsurprisingly, we are at the 200 and 400 owners club. It also encompasses these days the 25 and 45. A couple of HHRs here. This is a later HHR. Can't remember the exact spec of this one. It's a relatively low one because it's not got the alloy wheels. So be 1999 in a T. This one, this is a 420 GSI. From Chandler's Ford, which is just about 2 miles from where I live. But very nice, very nice indeed. Leather interior with the wood. It's not got the wood deleted like the later 45s like mine have. Still got the original dealer plates from garage in Chandler's Ford. Unfortunately, that's long gone. 93 to 1994. 416 SLI, which is a manual, which is the rarer type. These 400s actually had a grille before the 200s did. The grille came out, I think, late 92 for these and late 93 for the 200s. Another one of these R3s with the what's called the paisley interior, that cloth pattern. I don't think we're going to see the trim level. No, we don't. Not on this one. Ooh, 416 GSI, very nice. Yeah, this one's an auto Honda D series engine in that. This hasn't got the airbag in it, so I imagine that's about 1993, something like that. Oh, someone's returned my slip to me. That's very nice of them. There we go. I think I'm the only 45 V6 here today because that one over there is not a V6. It just has a V6 front bumper. Another early R8 here, 1990 to 1991. Same sort of interior as mine, so I imagine this is an SLI. Oh no, it's a 214S. Wow, you've got ultimate poverty. Yeah, not quite as bad as some of the 3-doors that like that, but that will have a carb engine in it. That's 75 brake horsepower. Another R3. I don't really know what trim that is. Ooh, 1992 to 1993 220 GTI. Yes, please, viewers. These things really shift. Look at that sort of lightning pattern in there. Very exciting. It's very exciting indeed. Those sort of Tomcat Coupe style alloy wheels. Now this is not practically not a V6. It has a V6 front bumper, but it's not a V6. It's actually a 1.8 Impression S, but it has got a leather interior. The way you can tell straight away this is not a V6, even with the front bumper, is it's got a manual gearbox in it, and you couldn't get ever a 45 V6. Also, there's no V6 badge on the back, but he has fitted cruise control from a different type of car. It has all sorts of upgrades to it. But yes, I'm getting sort of wise to this particular one because I've seen it quite a few times now. Lloyd Vehicle Consulting stickers, t-shirts and mugs are available by clicking the link to the Google form in the video description below. Much later on in the day, viewers, and the only brass band is in the background, but we've just discovered a few more cars here. This is another Cyclops P4 75 in this interesting sort of metallic blue colour, and it's got to be sort of one-off because it's a 2-door. I don't think I'm aware of them actually making 2-door 75s, but maybe I'm wrong. This is Stone Classics, I think it is. A much earlier Rover here, I think this would be a 20s one. Over 10, yeah. Stone Classic cars. A couple of other P4s here as well. It's a Rover 105. I wonder if this is the elusive 105R with the automatic transmission. It probably isn't, but it's worth me looking. No, it's a manual. Oh well, never mind. And then, more wooden leather that you could smell on these P4s. They're sort of nice smell. And then another Rover 100 here to finish us off. Of course, it's got the red leather. So there we are for this part here, viewers. I'm going to now enjoy my blue raspberry slush mountain.